Welcome to 10 Women, bringing together 10 women with 10 thought-provoking questions based on one theme.
During this episode of 10 Women, we'll hear 10 different answers to this question. What worries you about the aging process?
Women worry. I think it's hardwired into our brains. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the strange nature of aging.
Yes. And there's a lot to worry about. Women have a lot of concerns to share. So what is your worry, Sass?
Oh, dementia, hands down. I've had several people in my life who have struggled with dementia, and watching them literally lose themselves is just heartbreaking. And it's horrible for the people around them. Yeah. I think it's for them, it's not nearly as hard as the people who they love. And I don't want to be a heavy burden to those people I care about.
Right. And I worry about losing my independence. I want to be able to do what I want. And so losing my ability to do that really worries me, and how I'm going to adjust to that.
Before we hear the 10 answers, remember to take a moment to think about your own answer to this question.
What worries you about the aging process? And don't forget that we want to hear your answers too. Follow our 10 Women series on Instagram to share your thoughts and to read the responses of others in our community. Visit our website to find other ways to connect.
My name is Abigail Dunn Moses, and I am an educator of adults who heals the brokenhearted. Nothing. I mean, I remember my brother's father-in-law saying something like, aging is not for sissies. And he was talking about his aches and his pains and his ailments is what he was really talking about. I don't worry about those. I just imagine that those are things that will come over time. It's a natural part of aging. And then other than that, there's nothing really that I worry about. There's the prospect that my children might not take care of me when I'm older. But my strategy to handle that is to have a diversified portfolio of people. I have people in different walks of life that I know, that I love deeply, and who deeply love me. And then from time to time, I have the opportunity to pay it forward. So there was a time in my life where I adopted a brother and a sister. He was 86 and she was like 83 or something. And I took care of them, took them to their doctor's appointments. And when the time came, I looked for a nursing home for them. And when the time came, I organized their funeral. And my prayer is, God, give me somebody to take care of me when it's my turn. And I'm confident that that will happen, simply because I have a diversified portfolio. That's what I call it.
Nice.
Now, it's not that I don't worry about nothing. This is a little vulnerable, but one of the things that I discovered lately is that I have a very anxious attachment style. So even though loving people is my deepest value, when it becomes intimate, I put on the brakes. You know, it's like you can have all of me, but you can't have my heart. That's it, when it comes to the intimate part of things. And so I'm learning that's not always a dangerous thing.
My name is Susan Sassman, and I am an extrovert, a creative visionary, and a nurturing kind of gal. It's the necessary losses of aging, mostly mobility. And because I've been a very active person, I was a dancer when I was younger. I love to, fly through space at the speed of light, but I can't do that anymore. So losing my dignity, having someone have to change my diapers eventually, losing my memory and having people get frustrated about that I can't remember like I used to. I can't move around like I used to. It's the loss of dignity and the loss of your faculties makes me sad. And maybe that's why I don't want to hear the organ recital, because it just makes me sad. And I want to be happy for as many days as I'm going to be on the planet. So dwelling on the negative is not really in my wheelhouse.
I am Leanna Martin, and I am an aunt, a daughter, and a friend. I guess the thing that worries me the most is, like I said, I don't have any children. So who's going to take care of me when I get old? Because I'm taking care of my mom. So it's like, I have to figure something out. I guess I got to take care of myself. So that's the only thing I worry about, getting lonely, when all the other people aren't really around and not having, children or anything to come visit me. Things are going to ache, see less. Like, I'm having trouble seeing when I drive at night now. So it's pretty, I'm too young for that. But yeah, it's the truth. So those little things. I don't know that I dwell on it too much to even, give it that much space in my mind. But I mean, I do be concerned about being lonely. I guess finding good friends and making other relationships is really important. Trying to develop that right now, because I have my sister, I have my nieces. So, I mean, I know they'll be there.
My name is Ann Sparks-Baumgardner, and I am a caregiver. I'm a member of a women's organization that I'm very passionate about. I am a cyclist. I'm a road cyclist, and I love being out of doors. I'm 73, and it just seems like right now, whenever I meet people, they're always telling me about what's wrong with them. They've got this, or they've got that, or they've got this ache, they've got a hip problem, they've got a knee problem. I mean, I'm a bone on bone in my right knee, but I'm putting that off with Synvisc shots. So it's just seeing the aging that's happening so many. And I've lost friends, I've lost my husband, relatives that die, and my cousins, the ailments that they have, and the other day I was somewhere and I told someone I was 73, and they, well, you sure don't look it. I get a lot of compliments from people telling me that I don't look my age, and I think, yeah, but how much longer are you going to be able to keep that up? That's what I worry about. That when's the other shoe going to drop for me? My mother had breast cancer and colon cancer and gallbladder, and I'm thinking, but then everyone says, well, but she lived to be 105. You've got genes. You've got a long life to live. So, yeah, I worry about that.
My name is Terry Wiggins, and I am a woman. I am a mother, and I am a daughter. Well, I'm having some physical changes. I was encouraged by my daughter to go to the Burn Boot Camp. Oh my goodness. I was the elder there, and I did make it through 10 sessions, and then that was it, because enough already with could I breathe. So I realized that perhaps I'm not quite in the shape that I was earlier. So being flexible and mobile and doing all the things I love to do, travel and hike, I want to make sure I am keeping that. And I have a fear that maybe I won't. And then there's that skin thing. Oh my gosh, my skin is thinner, it's more fragile, bruising more easily. And then I'm talking with my hands a lot, not so much here, but I'm getting distracted because the upper arm is flapping away, and I can't even think of what I've said, you know what I mean? And then, I've got a little extra weight. So all these things are changing my image of myself. It's like, who am I now? And am I going to be accepted? Are people going to see me, and are they going to hear me? So just, am I accepting myself like this? So, I have never worn makeup in my life. And I thought, maybe I should wear makeup today because I could. Well, it went through my mind. I don't even have any, but it went through my mind because I thought, oh, I've got to look really good. And I said, what the heck? No, it's all good. Here I am. So having memory loss, both long and short-term memory, is a worry for me. What else is a worry for me? Wanting to continue to do service work and continue working. As I mentioned earlier, I love working, and what might prevent me from doing that. And again, my daughter approached me just last week and asked me, Mom, do you have any plans for a time when you may not be able to live independently? And I said, well, I've thought about it. I haven't done a lot of research. I haven't really visited a lot of places. So the fear of, perhaps one day not being able to live independently, and where do I go after that? So that has come up.
Hi, my name is Michelle. I am a gynecologist, bicyclist, and someone who loves life. My body. Oh, absolutely. It's just not holding up the way I hoped it would. I've got very bad arthritis in my hands. Part of the reason why I'd have given up obstetrics is that I'd rather my hands hurt from doing fun things rather than doing work things. The back, the knees don't let me run anymore. Had to give up the triathlons and the cyclocross because of that. Not sure that I'm ready for a knee replacement, even though the knees probably are ready for that. As a gynecologist, I have a perspective that goes beyond just my friends and family. I see my patients aging. I see what's going on with them. And so it's not easy for me to kind of go, oh, yeah, when I'm 75, I'll be fine. It isn't always that easy when you see other people who may not be doing as well as you think they should. So it's kind of a surprising kind of thing that was what was happening, and a lot sooner than I had anticipated as well.
My name is Judy Fowler. I am an educator, a mom, and a team player. I think for me, as I joke, I'm a former college basketball player, so my body feels old. My joints hate me already, so I've already had a glimpse. I had an orthopedic surgeon tell me one time in my 20s that I have knees of a 70-year-old. So I joke that I kind of feel that already in some ways. But I think for me, I joke too that I'm genetically blessed by my family. We're all try to be very healthy, but just genetics, they do what they do, And so I'm already kind of dealing with some of the results of that and being on some medications that I really prayed I'd never have to be, but I am. I think for me, it's just making sure that I can maintain a high quality of life. Obviously, I'm never going to go back to being the super healthy 20-year-old college athlete ever again. But I think it's understanding that it's not just about the physical domain. So with my background in health and wellness, I look at the dimensions of wellness. So I want to make sure I'm hitting on all high levels in all the categories of the dimensions of wellness, but really mental health probably is the biggest one for me right now. I think mental health is so important, and it drives so many things that go on. It's kind of in the way, the silent killer, is if people are thinking in different ways or they're just not happy in different ways but don't know how to deal with it appropriately. I think that just really deteriorates the quality of life. So I just really want to have a high quality of life and to take in and make sure I make more time and be intentional about making time to make myself happy, but make the people around me happy as well.
My name is Kimberly Burke. and I'm a human, a teacher, and a lover. I'm terrified of dementia. The second I forget something, I'm like, oh my God, it's starting. It's really scary to me because I've watched so many people in my family kind of go away. So that terrifies me. And then I'm so close to retirement, and I've watched people retire and then, drop dead 6 months later, or have something happen to them, chronic illness or something where they can't fulfill all the things they've been waiting to fulfill. So that's hard. But I'm confident, because I'm so close, knock on wood, that I'm going to retire early so that I can do some of the things that I want to do. I want to see the Grand Canyon. I want to go see the United States. I want to, get up when I want to get up. Just live life a little, or a lot in my case.
My name is Marie Leonard, and I am a mom, a daughter, and an energetic lover of life. I mean, that's what's hard is seeing my family and so there's that how you don't know, like how much genetics really play a role, like what about the environment is impacting us. Like there's all these unknowns that are impacting us. So it's hard to, like, what are my levers that I can control? And then what do I just have to release and say, like, I can't worry about that. So that's what's sometimes hard is like, when you have things like Alzheimer's a lot in your family, like when will that come for me? I don't know. What can I do to prepare? I don't know. I mean, there are things that I can do to do my best. So that's hard sometimes, is knowing, like, will things change? And will that come, because I prefer that not be my experience. But I think the other parts, when I look at people who, I love how older people, they're just so happy to enjoy their lives, and they're like simple pleasures, and that part to me doesn't worry me, of having simplification and simple joys. That part I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm here for it.
My name is Abigail Seymour, and I am an entrepreneur, a lawyer, and an Enneagram 7. Missing out on things, letting life moving too quickly, and as we age and slow down and our vision changes, there's just so many exciting, interesting things going on in the world. I worry that I'll miss them. And of course our body's breaking down, and illness and things that happen to us. But again, there's only so much we can control in that. So I wouldn't say it worries me so much. I just wish we all had more time.
So bringing it back to the question, what worries you about the aging process?
How difficult was that question for you to answer? And be honest.
After you answer this question for yourself, think about reaching out to other women in your life for their answers.
Remember to share your answers with us in our 10 Women series on Instagram. We can't wait to read your answers. And speaking of answers, we've actually got some different answers on our Instagram page. That's because we asked all the women surprise questions to learn more about them. Join us on Instagram at 10 Women series to hear their answers.
We hope you will join us every Tuesday for a new episode wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. This series is distributed both as an audio only and a YouTube video format to allow you to enjoy each episode your preferred way. Be sure to visit our website at www.sassyyam.com to learn more about this series and all the places you can find us. 10 Women is a production of Sassy Yam Media. Amy Brown and Sarah Howard, producers. Feel free to send us an email at sassyyammedia@gmail.com. Special thanks to the women of Season 1, Kimberly Burke, Judy Fowler, Michelle Horvath, Marie Leonard, Leanna Martin, Abigail Dunn Moses, Susan Sassman, Abigail Seymour, Ann Sparks Bumgaudner, and Terry Wiggins.